Welcome to today's podcast. Thanks for joining me. My name's David with Dadstrong, and I have a really cool conversation to share with you today. We are talking with my friend Jeff Conyers, who is a business owner of multiple skate parks as well as a really cool mom and pop style skate shop in Florida. And we just have an awesome conversation about today's youth and about how sporting activities can help keep them engaged and some of the challenges for him of being a dad now that he's 40 and just having his first son and what that brings up. But really, most of the conversation is around sporting activities. It's around keeping kids engaged and just helping our youth be more focused and become better individuals in our society. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks again for listening. So here's the deal. Most dads today feel stuck, overwhelmed, like a shadow of the man they once were in their primes. And that's not okay. We're taking back the dad flag and creating a movement of men who will be strong leaders for their family, strong physically for their health, strong mentally for their careers, and strong internally for a balanced life. We are Dadstrong, and this podcast is for you. Jeff, it's been, I don't know, like 5-6 years since we've talked, but
it's been a while. I don't know if it's been that long, but yeah, it's definitely been a little bit.
So thanks for being on and being willing to take some time. I know time is precious when you are hanging out with little ones. So thanks for doing that. And I'm honestly, like, this Dadstrong podcast is all about connecting with other dads and hearing about, what are you doing as a dad to be strong for your kids, or what kind of things are you putting in place in your life to be able to do that? But first, let's just kind of start off with your story. Like, how's it been as a dad having a kid? And this is probably a bit of a life adjustment for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't have a kid until I was, 39. And what's funny is I never really wanted kids until I met my wife. I was kind of a selfish guy. Just wanted to just kind of do my own thing because I'd seen some friends in the past go through some rough patches with their relationships fresh out of high school and had kids. But man, when I had my son, my wife, it was definitely life-changing. I mean, it's funny because Benny didn't gain any weight. I'm the guy that gained the weight. I was the one that was stressed out of my mind. I'm like, oh no, the world's going to change and life's just not going to be the same. It's funny because it's like we've had the kid now and he's awesome. And he's motivated us to become better people and, just taking better care of ourselves, working out, being healthy and so on and so forth. But, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's awesome.
So what was your life like before? Like you said, you're making better decisions as far as working out and eating healthy. What were your guys' habits before and how have they changed?
Well, Benny's always been like big time health nut. Me, like, I've been a personal trainer and I've worked out, but I did a lot of stuff when I was young and I was super fit. I was in the military. I trained for pararescue. I was in the Air Force. And I don't know if I just kind of like burnt myself out super young, because basically from 10th grade all the way through until I was about 25, 26, I was just like regimented and, I was always skateboarding and trying to become a professional skateboarder. And then I moved to Chicago when I was 26, 27. And I don't know if it's the deep dish pizza or what, but man, I put on like 20 pounds, 30 pounds. And I'm still trying to eat healthy and be healthy. But when you're running multiple businesses and you're taking care of your son, which that's just recently the last 2 years, things change. So but for the most part, I try to stay healthy.
Yeah. So you were really into fitness, sounds like. Obviously, you were into fitness from 10th grade on to about 26. And then skateboarding, like, what was skateboarding like for you? Obviously, it sounded like it was kind of like your life where you wanted to go pro. What was that journey for you, the skateboarding journey?
I would actually, I grew up skateboarding in Southwest Florida, so we didn't have any skate parks. So we were skating the streets, and one of my buddies was inspired because one of our friends built an indoor skate park in Tampa. So we would always travel out there since we didn't have parks in Naples, Florida. We had what was called the Skate Club of Naples, and two of the people that used to go to that became like mega famous in the industry. So one of them's named Matt Milligan, the other one's named Alyssa Steamer. She's like the godmother of female skateboarding that you see going on today, and that inspired me. I'm like, man, if they could do it, I could do it. And just I fell in love with it super young. I've been skating since I was like 10 years old, um, and just doing competitions. As soon as I got out of the military, I wanted to fulfill the dream of becoming pro. So we moved out to Seattle. I lived in Denver for a little bit, lived in Seattle for a year, and then I lived in parts of California throughout the year. It's, just trying to make it happen. And unfortunately, with injuring my ankle in the Air Force, it just didn't hold up, because with skateboarding, it's like back then there wasn't personal trainers involved. They didn't look at it as like an athletic sport. It was just, you're just skating. You're just skating.
Right.
You get injured, you're like, oh, we're just going to skate through it. We were
Right.
ignorant. We didn't know any better. So my ankle over time just kind of gave out, and then eventually I broke it and had to have surgery, and skateboarding professionally just kind of went out the window. But it's okay. God had other plans.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I know what it's like to be passionate about something and really, really love it, and then not be able to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really hard. So is your son's name's Caleb? Is that right?
Yep, Mr. Caleb. He's actually running around. You'll probably hear him in the background. He's throwing the ball and chasing the cat.
I don't know if there's anything better in life.
Oh, he's having a blast. He's here at my skate park now, and he's just loving it.
Is Caleb gonna be skating? Is that like, does he like the skateboard, or do you want him on it?
Oh, I definitely want him on it, but he's going to do things a lot different than I did. We're going to be wearing the pads and wearing the helmets, and making sure that he's doing things to where he can preserve himself a lot longer. And if he's injured, he's going to take care of it, and not just, all right, man, just walk it off, you'll be fine. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I don't know if they had pads and all the stuff that they have today back when I was skating either. I was like fifth, sixth grade skating and getting after it, and all we had was street stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it was just, you had some nasty falls, but nobody said anything about it. You just got up and kept going, and
that's it.
Oh my gosh. So you have multiple businesses. What businesses do you have now?
So I have Conyers Fitness, where I do part-time personal training, but I also teach skateboarding. So that's kind of intertwined. We're actually in the process of revamping the skate park to make it a training facility for up-and-coming professional athletes, since skateboarding is going to the Olympics. I have an indoor skate park here in Chicago, in North Chicago. And then my wife does personal training on the side, and she travels to multiple studios and does Zumba. And then we also have a retail-only skate shop in my hometown of Naples, Florida, where I grew up as a kid.
Oh my gosh. So for the guys who listen to this podcast who are from Florida, where can they find that shop? In Naples.
You can find it it's in Naples, Florida. It's right off of Golden Gate Parkway, 4912 Golden Gate Parkway, Suite 5. And it's in the Faust Plaza.
Awesome. And
We're
then
literally the only true retail skate shop, because the only thing else out there is kind of like these big corporate stores, Vans and Zoomies, but we're literally the only mom and pop shop in Southwest Florida right now.
Dude, that's where it's at. I remember going into a mom and pop shop. I lived in Santa Rosa, California.
Oh, cool.
And that's where I learned to skate, because we had nothing else to do. And all my brothers were gone, out of the house. Not out of the house, but just doing their own thing. They had cars and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't, so I got in with the riffraff of the skaters on my street, which there's always some riffraff. But I remember just going down to the local skate shop and talking with the owners and just learning about skateboards, learning about trucks, learning about wheels and bearings and stuff I had no clue about. But you're just able to sit there and engage with people who are super knowledgeable. So I am like, that is awesome.
Picking their brains for hours.
Yes. Looking at all the pictures, wanting to go pro. Like, I totally, that's what mom and pop shops can do. I love that, man.
Oh yeah. It's great.
That's super, super cool. So with running all these businesses, how do you find time to be a dad, be a husband? Like, how are you balancing all this?
Using a scheduler. You know, I my particular personality doesn't like to use schedulers. You know, it's like, oh, I'm just going to do it my way and whatever. But using my phone, alerting me to make time. That's the biggest thing, is just really scheduling that time. And what's really cool about owning my own business is having the ability to take him to his, you know, look what I can do class, or taking him to his little music class, or going to you know, multiple different things that we take him to. And it's just nice, instead of just pawning him off on somebody else to watch him for the day. It's really cool to be able to schedule that into my day and have that flexibility to be able to do that.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for being on this podcast. Really is a pleasure to know you and to hear your story and just be connected with somebody like you. So, Jeff, thank you again so much for being on the podcast. Hey, thanks for listening to this podcast. And if you like what you just heard, come join us. We're over at Dadstrong.com. You can sign up for the only community out there of dads who are encouraging each other to stay physically fit and active, to stay emotionally present in their home. So come join us over at Dadstrong.com.